Hey there, and welcome to POMpod, the Peace of Mind podcast, where we make estate planning accessible, empowering, and just a little more fun, because your future deserves clarity, not chaos. I'm Travis Gasper, founder of Gasper Law in Texas, and today's episode is one I've been especially excited to share because it's all about freedom. As we celebrate the 4th of July this week, there's a lot of talk about independence, fireworks, barbecues, waving flags, and honoring those who fought for our rights. But I want to talk about a different kind of independence, the kind you create for yourself and your loved ones with a solid estate plan. What if I told you that true freedom means knowing your wishes will be respected no matter what happens? That your family won't be left guessing or scrambling during a crisis? That you get to decide who speaks for you, who cares for your kids, and how your legacy lives on? That, to me, is the kind of peace of mind worth celebrating. So, in today's episode, we're going to explore how estate planning is your own personal declaration of independence, a way to protect your choices, your values, and the people you love. We'll walk through the essential documents that help you take control of your future and how they give you freedom from worry, uncertainty, and legal red tape. Stick around because by the end of this episode, you'll understand how to turn this patriotic week into a powerful starting point for your own peace of mind. Let's dive in. So let's talk about what freedom really looks like in estate planning. Because when most people hear estate planning, they think of death, wealth, maybe even dusty legal documents. But that's not the whole story. At Gasper Law, I see estate planning as something deeply empowering, a way to protect your freedom while you're alive and ensure your voice carries on no matter what. And freedom in this context shows up in some really important and very personal ways. Let's start with this one. Freedom to choose who makes decisions for you if you can't. None of us likes to think about getting into an accident or facing a medical crisis, but life happens. When it does, you deserve to have someone you trust, not a court, not a random hospital committee, making those decisions on your behalf. With documents like a medical power of attorney or a statutory durable power of attorney, you get to choose who steps in. That's powerful. That's freedom. And for my LGBTQ plus clients or clients with chosen family, this becomes even more critical. The law might not automatically recognize the person you would want by your side, but your documents can. Freedom to protect your children and dependents the way you see fit. If you're a parent, this part hits home. Naming guardians for your children isn't just a legal formality, it's an act of love. It's saying, if I can't be there, I know who will. Without a plan, a court makes that decision. And while judges do their best, they don't know your values, your family dynamics, or the promises you've made to your kids. But you do. Estate planning puts that decision in your hands right where it belongs. Freedom to pass on your values, not just your valuables. We all leave something behind. It's not just bank accounts or real estate, it's memories, lessons, traditions, relationships. Estate planning lets you leave a message, a legacy. Maybe it's through a letter to your children, a gift to your favorite charity, or choosing someone you know will carry out your wishes with integrity. It's your story, told on your terms. Freedom from court drama and unnecessary delays. Let's be honest, probate is not freedom. It's slow, public, expensive, and can tie up your loved ones in legal knots for months, sometimes years. With a thoughtful estate plan, you can avoid that. You can make sure your assets are transferred smoothly and privately without court interference. When you plan ahead, you're saying, I don't want my family burdened with red tape. I want them focused on healing, not paperwork. That's a true gift and a form of independence not everyone thinks about. Let me share a quick story. A client of mine, let's call her Mary, came in after a health scare. She was in her early 40s, no kids, lived with her long term partner, and had never created any legal documents. After her hospitalization, she realized how close she came to having decisions made without her partner involved, because legally, he wasn't recognized as her next of kin. We worked together to fix that. And when we finished with her plan, she told me, I finally feel like I can exhale. I didn't realize how heavy that uncertainty was until it was gone. That's the kind of freedom I'm talking about. It's not theoretical, it's emotional, it's real. So, yes, freedom in estate planning isn't just about what you own, it's about who you love, what you value, and making sure that when life throws you a curveball, you've already called the play. And in a country that celebrates independence, autonomy, and the right to choose, estate planning is how we make those ideals personal. Coming up next, we'll talk about the founding documents of your freedom, the legal tools that help make all this possible. Stick with me. Welcome back to POMpod, the Peace of Mind podcast. In the spirit of July 4th, we've been talking about what real freedom looks like when it comes to your life, your loved ones, and your legacy. Now, let's get into the documents that make that freedom possible. Just like our country has the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, you have your own founding documents, your legal tools that protect your decisions, your dignity, and your direction. These aren't just paperwork, they're powerful. Let's walk through the essential ones, what they are, what they do, and how they give you peace of mind. Number 1, statutory durable power of attorney. Think of this as your financial freedom document. It lets someone you trust, called your agent, handle things like paying bills, managing accounts, or signing real estate documents if you're ever unable to do it yourself. Maybe you're in the hospital, maybe you're traveling, or maybe you're just going through something and need help. This document says, I choose who helps me. Without it, your loved ones might have to go to court just to access your bank account. That's not freedom, that's a headache. And here's a quick pro tip. Even if you're married, your spouse can't automatically handle everything without this. Financial institutions are picky, but this document cuts through that red tape. Number 2, medical power of attorney, healthcare autonomy. Now let's talk about your body, your health, and your choices. A medical power of attorney lets you choose someone to make healthcare decisions if you can't speak for yourself. It's your safety net. This is especially important for LGBTQ+ folks and anyone with chosen family. Texas law might not give your partner or a best friend a seat at the table, but this document does. It says, this is who knows me best. This is who I trust to speak for me. And when a crisis hits, that clarity is everything. It means no guessing, no drama, no delays, just action. Number 3, advanced directive, end-of-life clarity. Now this one can feel heavy, but it's also incredibly freeing. The advanced directive, also called a living will. It lets you say in advance what kind of care you want or don't want if you're facing a terminal or irreversible condition and can't speak for yourself. This is where you lay out your wishes about things like life support, artificial nutrition, and comfort care. It's not about giving up, it's about being in control. One of the kindest things you can do for your loved ones is take this burden off their shoulders. You're not leaving them to wonder what you would have wanted. You're telling them. That's peace of mind for everyone. Number 4, a HIPAA authorization, communication access. Let's say you're in the hospital and your best friend calls to check on you. Without this document, doctors legally can't share a thing. A HIPAA authorization gives the people you trust access to your protected health information. It's a simple form, but without it, your family or partner might be left in the dark at the worst possible time. We call this one the Keep My People in the Loop document, and it's a small act with a big impact. Number 5, will or revocable living trust, legacy freedom. Finally, we have the documents most people think of when they hear estate planning, your will or revocable living trust. These are your instructions for what happens to your property, your money, and your responsibilities when you're gone. But it's about more than stuff. It's about love. It's about leaving clear guidance and avoiding confusion, court fights, or hard feelings. With a will or trust, you get to choose who receives your assets, who manages everything, your executor or trustee, who takes care of your children, pets, or sentimental heirlooms. Without these, the state steps in And you may not like the script Texas uses. We hear it said, if you don't write your own plan, the state has one for you. And let's be honest, it's usually not what you'd choose. A revocable living trust can go even further, helping your loved ones avoid probate, maintain privacy, and keep things moving smoothly. We'll cover trusts in more depth on another episode, but just know this: they're one of the most powerful tools in your freedom toolkit. Quick recap. So let's do a roll call of your founding documents, the ones that protect your independence. Statutory durable power of attorney, your financial backup plan. Medical power of attorney, your healthcare decision maker. Advanced directive, your voice in end-of-life situations. HIPAA authorization, your communication key. Will or trust, your legacy, your way. Each of these is a step toward peace of mind, and together they form a powerful shield of protection, clarity, and love. Coming up next, we'll look at how estate planning doesn't just protect your freedom, it safeguards your loved ones too. Because when you plan ahead, you're not just declaring independence for yourself, you're lifting a burden from the people you care about most. Stay with me. Welcome back to POMpod, the Peace of Mind podcast. So far, we've talked about how estate planning gives you freedom, the power to make decisions ahead of time, protect your autonomy, and keep things running smoothly no matter what life throws your way. But let's be honest, most of us don't create an estate plan just for ourselves. We do it for the people we love. Because when something happens, whether it's a sudden illness, an accident, or the end of life, they're the ones left holding the bag. And the truth is, if we haven't done some thoughtful planning, that bag is often heavy with confusion, court processes, and emotional stress. Estate planning is how we lift that burden, how we say, I've got you. I've already thought this through, and you're not in this alone. For parents, guardianship is a gift. If you're a parent, this is big. Choosing a guardian for your minor children is one of the most powerful decisions you can make, because without a legal plan in place, that decision falls to a judge. And while judges are doing their best, they don't know your child's personality, your family dynamics, or your wishes. You do. Naming a guardian isn't just legal protection, it's emotional protection. It gives your child stability, and it gives your chosen guardian clarity and confidence. No guessing, no family drama, just love and direction. For LGBTQ plus families and chosen families, this is especially critical, where legal protections might not automatically reflect your reality. You might have a blended family, you might be co-parenting, you might rely on chosen family, your best friend, your partner, your community. Texas law doesn't always recognize those relationships by default, but your documents can. When you create a medical power of attorney or name someone as a beneficiary or guardian, you're not just planning ahead, you're making sure your actual family is honored, respected, and empowered when it matters most. For pet parents, their well-being matters too. Yes, estate planning even includes the furry, feathered, and scaly members of your family. If you have pets, you can create a plan that says who will care for them, where they'll go, and even set aside funds for their food, vet care, and comfort. For many of my clients, pets are more than animals, they're family. Estate planning lets you honor that bond. Freedom from conflict, guilt, and the unknown. Here's something I see all the time. People want to do the right thing for their loved one, but they have no idea what that looks like. Without a plan, your family may argue over who should make decisions. They might feel torn between what's best and what's right. They might feel guilty, wondering if they chose the right path. But when you've already put your wishes in writing, you've done the heavy lifting. You've left a roadmap instead of a question mark. And that, my friend, is a priceless gift. Estate planning is love in action. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I'm healthy, I've got time, I want you to know this. Estate planning is not about fear, it's about love. It's about creating freedom, not just for yourself, but for the people who would be affected the most if something happened. When you take time to plan, you're telling your people, I care enough to make this easier for you. And that's something worth celebrating. Coming up next, we'll wrap up with a few final thoughts on why now is the perfect time to create or update your plan and how to take the first simple step. You don't have to do it all at once, but you do have the power to start today. Stick around. We've talked a lot today about the freedom that estate planning brings: freedom to make your own choices, to protect your people, to leave a clear legacy. But I want to wrap up with one final kind of freedom: the freedom to plan now, not later. Because here's the truth: most people wait. They wait for a birthday that ends in a zero. They wait for a diagnosis. They wait until after they buy a house or start a family or have more time. And I get it, we're busy. Planning for the future can feel like a luxury or something for people with more money, more assets, more age, more something. But freedom doesn't come from waiting, it comes from choosing. When you choose to plan now, even with just the essentials, you give yourself and your loved ones a kind of calm that money can't buy. And here's the good news: you don't have to do everything all at once. You don't need to have $1 million estate or know every legal term. You just need to take the first step. Maybe that's putting a medical power of attorney in place. Maybe it's naming a guardian for your kids. Maybe it's finally booking that peace of mind planning session. Whatever it is, you are not too young, too single, too broke, or too late to start. And you're definitely not alone. At Gasper Law, we help people just like you, young professionals, new parents, chosen families, empty nesters, get a plan in place that feels good, makes sense, and doesn't cost a fortune. So let this be your sign: you have the freedom to plan now. Not because something bad is happening, but because you deserve that peace of mind. And your future self, they're already thanking you. After the break, I'll share how to take the next step with us at Gasper Law, and a little bonus we're offering this month just for POMpod listeners. Stay tuned. We've covered a lot today on POMpod, the Peace of Mind podcast, and I hope it's left you feeling empowered, not overwhelmed. Because estate planning isn't about checking a box for someday. It's about claiming your freedom today, the freedom to make your own decisions, to protect the people you love, to leave behind clarity instead of confusion. And like we've talked about, your founding documents aren't just for the wealthy or the elderly. They're for you, right now. Whether you're 28 or 78, single or married, a parent or pet parent, you deserve a plan that honors your values. If you've been listening and thinking, okay, I need to do this, but I don't know where to start, that's where we come in. This month, in honor of Independence Day, we're offering a special free peace of mind planning session, a $450 value for anyone who books by the end of July. It's a relaxed, no pressure conversation where we'll walk through your life, your goals, and what kind of plan makes the most sense for you. No stuffy legal talk, no judgment, just clear, thoughtful guidance so you can move forward with confidence. Head to GasperLawPLLC.com or click the link in the show notes to grab your spot. And if you're not ready to book just yet, you can download our free estate planning checklist to get started. If you found today's episode helpful, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a review, or share this with a friend who could use some peace of mind too. It truly helps more than you know. I'm so glad you joined me for this special Independence Day episode. Here's to freedom, the kind that lasts, the kind that protects, and the kind you can choose. Until next time, I'm Travis Gasper, and this is POMpod, the Peace of Mind podcast. Take care and keep protecting your people.